What is up, y'all? Hallie back with Alignment and Light. So, I'm about to react to a video by O'Shea Duke Jackson, which is talking about the whole Derrick Jackson saga and just everything that's going on with his recent announcement of that he is filing. He is indeed filing for divorce. So he gives a pretty good rundown, and I had to catch myself up just for some context on what I knew about Derrick Jackson before watching this video, because I was informed of the timeline and everything, because I didn't really follow that. The way that I knew about him was like from watching like just Pearly Things and different people that talk about his concepts. So she had an episode where she brought on people and they had never heard of him either. And they just reacted to the clips that I saw. From what I saw, it sounded like he was on some BS, honestly. And as a big Kevin Samuels watcher, I had known from him that he's just one of those guys that tells women like what they want to hear, and just saying things like, I mean, first of all, he has a line called "Black men don't cheat." That didn't age well. And he would say things like, oh, if you're it basically everything is that's wrong in the relationship is because of the man. So if the woman does something negative or bad, it's because your man wasn't doing something right or whatever. Like, just no accountability for women at all. And it gave him a lot of success. I mean, I didn't know this before, but he used to have millions of views. Like, I don't, what did my friend say? Like, he was having like 30 million, or either close to that or a little bit more. It may be more than that, like lots and lots of views, right? Maybe it's 6, actually. It might be a little bit lower. Either way, 6 million is a lot. But yeah, so he had all these views, and then now when you go see his videos, now the views are like dummy low. Like, I mean, some have like 15,000 views, some have like 30,000 views. Like, so it was a significant drop off, like from, and I don't even know if that happened the first time he cheated or if this is because of the second time. No, it has to be because the second time just got announced. So yeah, this is just a little rundown of like what my knowledge of Derrick Jackson is, and O'Shea Duke Jackson will explain it a lot more thoroughly as well. So let's get into it, shall we?
Video. This is sponsored by my new channel, the Pan-African Dating Show. I want everybody to go subscribe, hit the bell at the first comment at the top. I am literally going across Africa, me and my team, hooking up black people all over the world, hooking you brothers up with women. Sorry, so check us out, guys. We got some really good episodes. John Dima, I'm a piano music. So Derrick Jackson was literally destroyed in 2021 by Tasha K. Now, who is Derrick Jackson? Derrick Jackson is a successful dating coach, advisor. I believe he is currently holding forth in the Atlanta area, and he went to Tuskegee, Alabama, and he has a very, I would say, decent looking wife, but she seems to be very, very nice from what I can gather. And for her, to be fair, she's done what most black women would do, which is, and her name is Danae. Danae went to Tuskegee. She found an eligible mate in college. She married him. She stuck with him. They had kids. This is what we teach black women, right? That's what we teach them. We can't really be upset because we get mad when these women end up dealing with, these guys who are pookies and ray-rays and stuff like that. But, when these women go to college, they find their mate in college and they get married. This is what we're saying that women should do. So to be fair to her, that is what she did. Unfortunately, Derrick Jackson, what I believe happened with him when he was in college, he didn't come into his own yet. So when he first met her, I think he was just, some gump or whatever. But then obviously you probably saw some things about him developed. as far as some of his busy savviness. He was able to come to Atlanta. He came to social media. He got, very much more comfortable. He's a young man. And so what happens typically for any young man that is that successful, women tend to be more available to you, especially if you're 6'5" and you have a lot of money. And again, being that he's at the pinnacle and prime of his life in a city like Atlanta, he did what I think most men would do, which is not have the discipline to stay faithful, despite his videos telling other men to stay faithful. And so what happened?
That's what I'm saying. See, boom, and I paused it right on the perfect picture. I'm like, I have different opinions on like, oh, cheating and what is cheating, what's not cheating, and all of that, which is a separate conversation, but it's a whole other thing to be telling men don't cheat. I'm this Christian person of principles and all this, but then you're not doing those things that you're telling other people, and actually shaming other men and saying that they're this and that, but then you're doing the same thing. Like, and that's also the other part of that too, is the whole, like what he said about like, doing what's right, or what, you tell women to do. And that's true. Like, but I think that's kind of why, what one of the like traps or lies is of life is that there is something right, to do. There is no right thing. It's like, everyone is out for themselves. That's the first rule of human nature, is survival. So I think with us having this Christian puritanical society, and there's just so many matrices and or matrices and different things that make you think that you have to think and live like a certain way, and they're just untrue, and they unravel when the realities of life settle in. And that's obviously what happened for her.
What happened was Tasha K found several women that were tied to Mr. Derrick Jaxn, and Derrick Jaxn's career was, in my opinion, destroyed. And I want to play the apology that he put to his wife. And
what is a woman? Can you tell me that?
And a few clips there, and then we'll come back.
The truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women outside the marriage. All of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out.
Whenever you start referring to yourself in third person,
thank you.
That's how you know that you're in trouble. Here's a definite stall tactic from anybody that's in trouble. They list the same thing. He's like, affair, cheating, misdoing.
The girls are shaking. Okay, so Derrick John here is a relationship counselor, philanthropist. Like, he tells everybody what to do with their relationships, right? All the times I've seen Derrick Jaxn, he's doing reporting and talking about relationships out of his car. Honey, for those who know Derrick Jaxn, Derrick John, whatever you call him, yeah, I never even seen his wife. This is new, honey. He's showing his wife now. Cute, okay, whatever. He's supposed to be a relationship counselor, so I expect to see his wife, right? So why did his alleged side bitch come out today, named Jessica, on Tasha K, talking to her about what the bedroom looked like, about all the trips and stuff he was sending her on? Honey, black men don't cheat my foot. She even had a video of him asking her what color panties she got on. What color, what size, what texture panties. Why did you send that video? Honey, Charlamagne loves him, always repping this black men don't cheat brand. Derrick Jaxn, if you could come on out of that driver's seat, come on down and handle this.
So you heard?
Oh, so sidebar, that was funny. Hopefully you guys could hear the earlier part of the video, because now I have the mic in front of me. But yeah, so that was after the first video, or the first time he got caught, cheating, and Tasha K spilled it. Tasha K spilled it both times. But yeah, it's just bizarre to be like living in that kind of a weird headspace where you're just like openly lying about who you are and like what you got going on. And to take it so far as to make it a brand when you know that that's literally the opposite of what the truth is and what your actual life is. Like, that part blows me.
What was said there? Now, again, Danae Jackson had moved out of the home. I believe she's originally from Colorado. He almost lost the marriage. She came back, and it seems that the young lady is so hurt and brainwashed by Derrick Jaxn that she's been the punching bag the last year and a half for sticking with an
Okay, I would also just like to clarify, I was not laughing at what O'Shea said, because I don't think that it's cool that everyone is, trashing her. I don't agree with that. Like, I think that sucks that she's catching hell off of that. I was laughing at the videos that he just played because, whoa, whoa.
unfaithful husband that embarrassed her and even talked bad about her to other women. So she's also done what a lot of brothers would say do: stick by your man despite problems. She did that. I gotta give her credit, right? But she got tired of that, right? And this video was released on...
You really need to get yourself a coach. You need a professional who's already got results. Make sure...
Twitter. And this is what she is saying to people who are talking down on Derrick Jaxn, still talking down on their relationship. Here's what she had to say.
Person speaking against the names Danae Jackson and Derrick Jaxn in mockery, accusations, slanders, and lies. May the mercies of God be withdrawn from you. May your husbands and wives become widows. Let your children become fatherless. Let your seed become vagabonds on the earth. Let the words of your mouth and your words of your hands be returned back to you. Let it go down your throat and choke you slowly until your days become few on the earth. The word of God says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. You've been warned. And if you want to know where that...
All right. So
when I first seen this, I swear every time I watch it, it's like I have the same reaction. I think this is my maybe third time watching it now. I'm just like, this is a woman of God saying this? Like, I've never heard such nasty things come out of anyone's mouth, like, much less a proclaimed Christian. I'm just like, yo, that's like, it was like deep. It was like some deep, like, you really, whew, it's just a lot of hatred and I don't feel like people don't understand that when they're putting negative and hateful things out into the universe, it has to flow through you first. So all of that guilt, all of that stuff that you're trying to put on them, that comes right back onto you. That's just the universal law. That's just how it works. Like, so it's like saying, this was a part of this whole story that blew me, just blew me, because I'm like, girl, what the? God does not approve this message. Like, this is not, no, this is not it. This is not it. Like, I really just hope that she gets some healing and, honestly, the Christian community does not actually have the truth, and holding people accountable and like living actually righteously by love in mind. It's about fear and control. So, and making things look good on the outside, but it doesn't really matter, like, all the gunk you got going on the inside, because that shows me that there's just a lot of gunk on the inside. And unfortunately, her husband is, contributing to these people talking about him, and he's a public figure. So it's like, when he messes up, that it's going to come back on you. And it's like, I'm sure, I can't imagine the scrutiny and like having to come at like that on the regular. But this was not the response. Like, this, you're directing your anger out at the public instead of to your partner. Like, and that's not going to fix anything.
She said, you know, this sort of holy roller kind of spell. This is not new. This is something that a lot of people, especially the blacks, in churches, when their pastors are found to do wrong things, stealing money, sleeping with women, it's not uncommon to hear things like this. And she said this: sad music. May your husbands and wives become widows. Let your children become fatherless. Let your seeds become vagabonds on this earth. Let the words of your mouth and the words of your hands, let it be returned to you. Let it go down to your throat and choke you until your days become few on the earth. This seems like a scripture. I don't know which one it is, but the way that the synthesis of the scripture, it seems like it probably might be. And actually, it is a scripture. It's Psalms 109:13. So then, what's going on with her? Well, here's what happens. You have a woman that feels, in my honest opinion, that there is no way she will ever find another guy like Derrick Jaxn.
It is okay to be so stressed and overwhelmed that you feel like you need to talk to someone about it. And by that, I mean going.
She's in too deep. She loves him, I feel, a lot more than he loves her. Thinks she's a nice lady, but he has driven her crazy, right? I feel like she did the right thing in trying to find a mate in college, trying to be a Christian woman, but also understanding that you're dealing with.
There goes that right thing to do again. I'm like, I kind of despise that. Like, in the Black community, you have to think one way and be one way, and that's the right thing to do. That's why it's bothering me almost that he keeps saying that, but I know what he's talking about, because obviously that's what society promotes. But it's like, I really enjoy when I meet people that like to think outside of the box and don't think that you have to think the exact same thing as them, or you're not Black, or you're not down enough, or you're not this, or you're not that, or you're a bad person, or you're wrong. It's like, just because I don't do things the same way that you do, as long as no one is getting hurt, there's no problem. Mind your business. But people are so pressed about what everyone else is doing, and everyone else has to do the same thing that you do, exactly the way that you do it, or they're wrong. Like, who are you?
When a man in the prime of his life, when the opportunities out there, you're not strong enough as a woman to make him be faithful. And that's not just her.
What separates you from the competition? What makes you special?
What competition?
That's what a lot of women don't understand. When you have a man that is an athlete, what women would consider to be very financially successful, or very handsome, you're going to run into this problem a lot. And I think women got to be careful of who they ask for, right? And like I said, it can happen with, normal guys. But when you're Derrick Jaxn, you have the ability to communicate like he does. You have the fan base like he does. You're going to come across a lot of women that, number one, don't care that you're married. And number two, they're going to be throwing themselves at you. And he's not that smart as a man, to be honest. So you're going to get that. And when women say they want successful men, do they know what they're talking about? Like, how successful do you want him to be? Do you want him to be 6'7" successful? Do you want him to be a millionaire? Because, what do you expect is going to happen? Do you think that man's going to come home to you every night and never cheat? He's going to just pass.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's just delusional to think that you're going to, date or be with a man that is, all the things that women want. Attractive, if they're super attractive, super wealthy, super famous, super, whatever, tall or whatever, the things that women are looking for. You're going to deal with the fact that he has plenty of options. So to think that he's going to go out and slay the world, break his back, working 80 hours a week, whatever it is, and think he's only going to come home to you and bring it all to you, and you're going to be the only one he ever, is interested in or has sex with. I just think it's delusional. It really is. So it's like, you say that you want this man, but then I don't think you realize the whole thing that comes with it. And women think that they can have it all. Like, And that's just not realistic. It's not the real world. And I get into plenty of arguments, people on Twitter about that all the time, because it's just, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, a girl literally tweeted me today and said, like, you know, not all men want sex. That's literally verbatim what she said. And I'm like, are, oh, girl, like, be serious. Let's, like, be serious. Like, if you want to talk like that, keep it on the playground.
Pass up every opportunity to be with you. It's highly unlikely that that's going to happen, especially with a young man. And a lot of women got to understand that no matter how beautiful you feel that you are, or how talented of a woman that you feel that you are, it's very possible that the guy that you're with don't look at you in that same vein. Even if he says he does, he probably doesn't. All right, he's probably wanting to sow his royal oats. You may love you, may really care about you, but he's looking to do something different also at times. He's looking to be able to take advantage of what he's doing, especially if he feels he can get away with it. He probably will. It might be looked at as wrong, but you know, noticing guys on this side of the game, like I have a few friends who are rich. I mean, you know, Kevin Samuels says that, you know, high value men don't cheat. They express their options. I mean, neither here nor there. I mean, people can defer to that or infer what he means by that. But hey, if you're going to be dealing with guys who are successful, women are going to come after them. And I think what she's dealing with now is she can't take it. It's driving her crazy. The guy is making mistakes. I feel that the guy's still cheating on her. And now she's doubling down on what she knows. And the real issue is the problem is not people. The problem is not people. The problem is him. Okay. He said he was going to be a faithful husband to you. He's not. So the people are trolling him and you. And the reason why that's happening right now is because of him disrespecting the marriage. So she's upset with people who really the problem is with the man that you're living with. If he would have not disrespected you as a man, we wouldn't be here. But that's the situation, guys. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson.
So yeah, I mean, I agree with that last bit. I mean, I alluded to that earlier too, where it's like, you're mad at us, but really the only reason we're trolling you or even know about you is because of him and his actions. So I think it's also the added layer of people wanting to really stick it to the whole Christian modesty, like, because she was kind of on her Aisha Curry being like, oh, dress modestly, holy, what was it, holy girl summer, or, you know, stuff like that. So I think it's also people are enjoying their demise for that reason too, to just be like, hey girls, you know, modesty doesn't matter, da da da. I think it depends on what your outcome, what you want your outcome to be, whether, like, in the whole modesty situation, I feel like wear whatever you want, but know that there are consequences to actions. And if you want a certain result, then you need to, you know, take the steps to get that result, even if it's not something, even if it's something that you don't want to do, if you want that result. That's all I'll say on that. But yeah, I mean, I do hope that they have some healing for those children, and it's unfortunate that, you know, a family is ending, but hopefully she can go and find, you know, someone else, someone that she can be happy with, who can give her what she wants. And best of luck to the both of them. I'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.